Thank you for standing. Thanks, gentlemen.
For removing your hats as we honor our great nation with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the starting lineup for Lower Columbia. A 5'11 sophomore, number 3, Haley Hibbs. A 5'10 freshman, number 4, Donisha Weber. 5'6 sophomore, 11, Kristen Carlson. A 5'5 sophomore, number 22, Amisha Smith. And a 6' freshman, number 42, Sierra Richards. And the rest of the Lady Red Devils head coach, Mr. Chad Metters, assisted by Jess Hannah, Darren Schwegler, and Chuck Byers. Now the starting lineup for the Lady Blazers. At guard, a 5'6 sophomore, number 3, Karina Chi. At guard, a 5'4 freshman, number 5, Kendra Brenninger. A 5'10 freshman at forward, number 12, Molly McIntyre. A 5'5 sophomore guard, number 14, Leah Davis. And at post, a 5'9 freshman, number 33, Courtney Keupu. And the rest of the Lady Blazers, Mr. Shane Schutz, Caleb Sales, and Joe Milton.
Thank you, Jerry Owens. And we'll start out here in a second with the tip-off. Some, keys to the game. Probably for the Lady Trailblazers, it's the 2 sophomores, Karina G and Leah Davis. Karina G right now is leading her team in scoring in league play.
Yeah, Karina G is leading the team in scoring at 9 points per game, and actually as well as Julia Myers with 9 points as well. This is going to be a good matchup. The Red Devils are actually 5-1 in league. Their only loss is to Clark, who we narrowly lost to last week. So this is going to be a great game.
And that's Lower Columbia with the tip, with the win on the tip, and right away starts out the game with a foul down low. They go against Centralia.
Right away, they just attack the basket, and it sets a good impression, sets a tone for the rest of the team, and they're going to play aggressive. So hope to see more of that.
Fouls on Perunger. That will be her first foul of the game, and brings number 11, Kristen Carlson, to the line for the Lady Red Devils.
Now, what we were talking about was the matchup. Well, when the Red Devils faced Clark, they were obviously overmatched as far as height. But what you see here is you can see that there's a very, very even height matchup, and so it's going to be a real tough matchup for both teams, and it's going to be a fun game to watch. It's going to be very competitive.
Both free throws were good there by Carlson, and the score is now 2-0. Red Devils with the early lead over the Lady Trailblazers. If you're just tuning in, the Trailblazers are in white with blue numbers, and the Red Devils are in red with white numbers and white trim. So Centralia set up in their usual offense with dribble handoff and dribble drives, and Leah Davis attacks the rim, lays it up, and rolls off the front of the rim. Rebound, Red Devils. It's Carlson the other way, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound there, number 4, Weber. Shot's good by her. That's her first 2 points of the ball game. Scores now 4-0. Lead Red Devils.
The 2-3 zone really messed them up there, and they got a good look, but the rebound, and they took it over the other side where they attacked the rim just like they started out doing.
Leah Davis attacks the rim again. This time her shot gets denied. And then the other way is Lower Columbia. This time it's number 22, Anisha Smith. Anisha Smith out of SeaTac, Washington, 5'5" sophomore guard.
Also, Anisha Smith is their team leader in points with 13. So she can put the ball up. She can put it in the hole.
So Anisha Smith, most likely the player to watch here this evening for the Lady Red Devils. First free throws up and in. Should be standing in for the second.
Another player to watch out for is number 3, Haley Hibbs. And she's actually she's flirting with a double-double average, 9 points, 7 rebounds. So look out for her as well.
Second free throw rolls in and out, so score remains 5-0. Karina G gets her first shot up at the ball game. Three-pointer is no good. Rebound by Weber, and it's going to be jump ball. Possession will stay with the Trailblazers.
Centralia looks a little bit flustered so far. Their offense is kind of struggling, but let's see if they can get something going here.
Just need to work the ball around, and shots up by Peringer, and the shot's no good. Rebound goes to Carlson. Carlson got away with a carry there. Coach Schuch's seen it on this side, but there's going to be a player control foul going against Carlson.
Yeah, she was definitely out of control there. Wasn't going necessarily her speed. Didn't have the ball control, and that's what's going to happen.
Large crowd coming out tonight to support the Lady Trailblazers, and large fan base travels for Lower Columbia here, at least as we see it start to fill up in the gymnasium.
You can definitely see this is a game that they've both been waiting for.
Yep. Karina G gets called for the travel as she takes steps before she put the ball down. Coach Schuch just calls out a demand, saying he just wants to see her run the offense.
I mean, and when you're the coach, I mean, that's what you really expect first and foremost. Good defense and run the plays.
So Lower Columbia with a 5-0 lead here with just 2 minutes into the ball game, and Lower Columbia with possession of the basketball. Carlson up top being guarded by Peringer. Passes it to Weber. Weber back over to Hibbs. And the 22 drives away and throws it away. Good steal there by Keupu playing the passing lanes.
That was perfect fundamental defense. She was in the passing lane, caught the pass, and we're on the break.
Karina G passes the ball over to Peringer. Peringer back to G into Molly McIntyre. Good ball movement by Centralia as they feed the post and get called for a traveling violation down low. It's going to go against Keupu. Possession goes over to Lower Columbia.
But that was the right idea. They fed her in the post, and she had a good look. She just didn't keep track of her steps.
Shots up now by Weber. Three-pointer up and good. Good left-hand shot there by Weber, and the score is now 8-0 with 3 minutes just ticking. 3 minutes ticked away here. Karina G up top. Passes it to McIntyre. McIntyre to Peringer for the three-point attempt. Shot's no good. Rebound by Weber. Passes it to Hibbs. Hibbs down the court to Anisha Smith. Anisha Smith, nice spin move, and uses his right hand, puts it up and in. Good start if you're Lower Columbia, as the score is 10-0, and they're going to call a 30-second timeout. Coach Schuch, wants to talk to his team about being able to slow down the Red Devils here on the offensive end.
Absolutely, and honestly, that's really what they need to do, because the offense, I mean, they're running it. They're getting good looks. It's going to have to fall some point or another, and that's what's happening. But the Red Devils are just outplaying them on the defensive end the Red Devils for the offensive end. They're just outplaying them. Beautiful spin move last play by Smith over there. It looks like her and Weber are really making the statement right away. So look for them.
One thing to note is McIntyre did get the start, which something unusual. Julia Myers is another big player on this team. We'll see if she'll get some action or if she's possibly injured in this ball game.
You'd absolutely hate to see that.
So Centralia finally gets on the board now, scores 12-2 after the Red Devils come down quickly on the other end and put up a layup, and Lower Columbia back up by 10.
And the last thing you want to do with a 10-point deficit is trade buckets. They didn't really get back that time, and they just let them get an easy deuce. So they're probably a little bit excited. I mean, they're on the board, and hopefully they can get some momentum going here, but that's no excuse to really just let an easy bucket go.
Yeah, so you see back-to-back timeouts by Coach Schuch. So obviously he's not happy with what he sees after the first timeout. They came out and did the exact wrong thing. So
he knows they can do a lot better. They just need to settle down and get back to their game.
Centralia with possession of the basketball. It's Peringer up top, being guarded by the taller Weber. Peringer passes it to G. G looks at Davis and turns. They're going to call a holding foul on number 4. That's going to be Weber up top.
Donisha Weber, she's playing really, really aggressive, really getting in their grill, but you can't hand check, and she may have got away with that a few times before, but the ref caught it that time.
16 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the first half. Lower Columbia with a 10-point lead early. Leah Davis in the corner now with the, gets out of a little bit of trouble by passing it to Karina G. And Peringer throws the ball away as it gets knocked out of bounds underneath the Lady Trailblazers hoop. We're going to see our first sub of the game for the Lady Trailblazers as Alicia Sorensen will check in for Peringer.
And she's averaging 8 points for the Trailblazers, so let's hope that she can get some offense going for them.
Centralia inbounds it to McIntyre. Now Sorensen with the basketball right away, and she gets called for travel. So possession will go over to the Red Devils.
So far, the Red Devils are just suffocating them with defense. Their 2-3 zone is really, really working effectively. Coach Chad Metters has to be happy right now.
Centralia with the full court press, forcing a turnover, and the ball will go back over to the Trailblazers. Great job by the Trailblazers there with the full court pressure.
And that's something we know they can do, Edmund.
Leah Davis up top now, dribble handoff to Sorensen, back to Davis. Davis for 3 now from the right corner. It's up and in. First points for Leah Davis as the score is 12-5 with 15 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the first half. The ball gets another turnover here as the full court pressure seems to be getting to Lower Columbia as that's back-to-back turnovers for the Lady Red Devils.
On that last play, Leah Davis was wide open, took the shot, sinks it. You never want to leave that girl open because we know that she can hit it.
Yes, Leah Davis averaging about 8 points a game in league play so far this season. A floater put up in the lane by Sorensen, no good. Rebound by the Red Devils, and they're quickly at the other end. Gibbs passes it over to Carlson. Carlson passes it to Weber. Weber back to Gibbs. Gibbs puts up the 3-point shot. It's off the back of the rim and bounces over the backboard. Possession will go to Centralia.
It was a good look there, but the shot kind of landed in what I like to call purgatory. Hit the back rim. Wasn't really sure if it wanted to bank in. Wasn't really sure if it wanted to be nothing but net. So it hit purgatory and hit out of bounds.
So McIntyre inbounds it to Davis. Davis will set up the offense for the team. Gets the play set from her coach and passes it to Karina G. Karina G dribbles through the middle of the lane, puts up a wild shot, no good. Rebound goes to Weber. Weber will bring it down the other end. She passes it over to number 22 in the corner, Anisha Smith. Now Anisha Smith with the basketball again, feeds her post down low. Shots up, no good. Good job by McIntyre to contest the low post shot there.
And you can see that earlier on they were in man-to-man, and the 2-3 zones really started working out for them. Now they've changed, and it's really helped them run their through.
Now Red Devils quickly in transition. 3-point shot from the left corner, no good off the back of the rim. Leah Davis fights for the rebound, but just too much for the size down low for Lower Columbia. And 3-point shots up by Weber. Uses of the bank there to knock it in and put her team back up by 10 points. Score is now 15-5 with just under 14 minutes to go here in the first half. Dribble handoff with Sorensen. Now pass to McIntyre. McIntyre dribbles through the lane, passes it to Kaupri down in the post, and they're going to call a foul down low. It's going to be called on number 12, Molly McIntyre, as she drove through the lane. It's going to be an offensive foul. The basketball will go over to Lower Columbia. Now Sorensen will check in the ball game as well as Lauren Fisher and Julia Myers, 3 new players for the Lady Trailblazers. So on the courts, Fisher, Sorensen, Peringer, and McIntyre. A good steal by Centralia again with the full court press. So that's 3 straight steals we've seen here by Centralia.
And whenever we've seen them use the full court press, it's always been used to perfection, and they always get, a handful of turnovers just from full court press alone.
Nice high-low action there as Fisher looks inside to McIntyre. McIntyre receives the feed and puts it up. No good, but she draws the foul, so she'll be standing in at the free throw line to shoot 2. First free throw is no good as it bounces off the front of the rim, and Carlson will check in for the Red Devils as Weber takes a seat.
Now that was a great look there. Lauren from WFLS fame, when I went to high school with her, she's got great court vision. She can shoot the ball, but when you're wide open, she can find you.
Second shot's up and good, so McIntyre splits the pair. Centralia is again back in the full court pressure. Up top with the basketball, Smith passes it to Gibbs. Gibbs over to Carlson. Carlson looks into the post. Good steal by Julia Myers, playing the passing lane and coming up with the basketball. Myers now in transition, drives to the left hand, turns back around, looks to set up the offense. Gets the ball picked away from her by number 30 there. That's Kayla Cox. Kayla Cox gets the steal and the layups, putting her team up by 11 points with just under 13 minutes to go here in the first half. The Red Devils with a 17-6 lead over the Lady Trailblazers, which will cause for a timeout by Coach Schutz. He'll be a full timeout.
And he's not looking too happy there, Edmund. But I tell you what, last play there, that's about the third turnover we've seen in the half court where they just played the passing lanes and they've got the turnover. Now on the other end, who was that?
That was Myers there. That was kind of dribbling out of control.
Yeah, and the shorter matchup. She knew what she was doing, and she snuck the ball right away and got the steal.
So Coach Schutz may be finding a little bit of trouble, as we've seen throughout the season. He doesn't really run a true point guard set. So, with some of his older players, the sophomores on the bench, he has trouble with the younger players maintaining possession of the basketball. Just maybe a little bit of jitters there.
It's definitely a program that you need to be eased into. It's not, not having a definite ball carrier like your standard definite ball carrier. That's a little tough, but as a whole, it makes them a better team. And as we said, there was a 9-point. They have 4 players that are 9 and 8 point leaders in points. So they really spread it around really well, and everyone scores. It's just a great program.
So now Centralia with possession of the basketball after the timeout. Swanson skip pass over to Prunger. Prunger to McIntyre at the top of the key. McIntyre back to Swanson. Swanson kicks it to to the corner shot by Julia Myers, and that's her shot we've seen earlier in the game last week in the game against Clark. She hit back-to-back shots. Swanson now with the steal and puts up the shot, no good. Rolls in and out. Rebound goes to Carlson. Carlson all over the place for the Lady Red Devils. Anisha Smith passes to Carlson. Carlson to Gibbs. Gibbs back to Carlson. Carlson guarded by Swanson, forced to pass it. So ball movement by Lady Red Devils, getting the Centralia defense to move around. And there's going to be a foul call bringing a stop to the action. It'll be on Lauren Fisher. As Lauren Fisher argues the call, saying that she was straight up. But it's going to bring number 30 to the line. Number 30, Kayla Knox.
And I don't know much about that being straight up part. She kind of crosswalked her there. On a few plays ago, when we saw Julie Myers hit another 3, that was made possible by the back cut, and she just slips away. She always finds a way on that play to slip away through the baseline, and that open corner 3 is deadly, especially when Julia Myers has the ball in her hand.
Yeah, she knows her hot spot, and it works very well in this offense as she cuts the baseline. And both free throws were good there by Knox, bringing it back to a 10-point lead for the Lady Red Devils. Shots up by the Trailblazers, no good. Rebound goes to Gibbs of the Red Devils.
And Haley Hibbs is showing why she averages 7 rebounds. She's already grabbed a few or so boards, and she's looking pretty good on that end.
Carlson drives the lane, puts it up, no good. Foul by Swanson, probably a smart foul there as she wants to deny the easy layup and make her earn it at the free throw line.
And that's just what every coach emphasizes. Nothing easy, nothing free, not at home, not in this house.
Yeah, there's smart fouls and there's bad fouls, and they're part of the ball game, and that's why you get 5 of them.
Absolutely.
So Carlson's first shot is up and in, so puts him up by 11 points, scores 20-9 as she shoots the second free throw, and that one's up and in as well, so scores now 21-19 with 11 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the ball game. In the first half. Centralia down at the other end. Keupu dribbles through the lane, passes it to Fisher down low, and she puts it up and in, but they're going to call a charge on Keupu as she's player control foul. She's driving through the lane.
Tough call, because that was an absolutely beautiful play. She found Lauren Fisher open in the low post, passed it to her, easy bucket, but it's a tough call. It just goes that way sometimes.
Might have to credit the Lower Columbia player for getting in position and being able to stand her ground, take the foul.
Excellent defense, absolutely.
So now Lower Columbia looks into their post as number 34 puts the shot up and in. That's Canston.
A very similar play to actually what happened on Centralia's side. They found her open right underneath the basket, and you should never let that happen.
Keupu with a little bit of trouble on the dribble, and Julia Myers gets a shot up in the corner, no good. Rebound by Fisher, puts up her own shot, no good. Now Carlson's quickly down at the other end.
You'd like to see Fisher kind of take her time when she gets that offensive rebound. She kind of just grabbed it and immediately threw it back up there. You'd like to see her maybe give a pump fake or two, try to work it, and get a clean shot.
Knox with the basketball, passes to Carlson. Carlson throws it away as Keupu plays the passing lane and puts up the layup, and it rolls around the rim and in, and scores now 23-11. Lady Red Devils with the lead right now as they get called for the traveling violation, and the basketball will go over to the Lady Trailblazers.
Tell you what, Keupu is absolutely in tip-top shape tonight. She's really showing her true form. Getting in the passing lanes, getting the steals, playing a good game.
New players on the court now for Centralia is Leah Davis checks in the ball game. Leah Davis, nice cut through the lane and puts it up and in off the right side of the basket. 10-point ball game now, 23-13.
We're absolutely seeing beautiful play calling on both sides.
Good tip there by Leah Davis as she anticipates the shot and tips it away for her teammate. And Leah Davis now down at the other end from the short corner, puts up the shot, no good, off the back of the rim. Rebound goes to Smith. Smith pushes the basketball, hounded by Centralia defenders, and she finds a shooter in the corner. That's going to be Gibbs. Shot's no good. Leah Davis with the rebound. Leah Davis, a real scrappy basketball player here for the Lady Trailblazers.
She's been doing it on both ends, though. It's good. It's just fun to watch somebody who wants to win so bad.
And she has a knack for the rebounds on both the offense and defensive end. She lacks, height, but she makes up for it when hustle.
Doing her best Dennis Rodman impression there, Edmund.
Now, Knox dribbles through the lane, puts it up over two Centralia defenders, and she draws the foul. They'll bring Knox to the free throw line. Number 30, Kayla Knox, it's 5'4" freshman out of Rainier, Oregon.
And she's the second shortest person on this team, but she's already been contributing so much. I just love seeing the undersized, the underdog out there. And we had no scouting report on her, but she's showing some good stuff tonight.
As Canston takes a seat, Richards checks back in the ball game, and both shots are good by Knox. Pruinger passes to Davis. Davis looks at Julia Myers as she cuts through the lane, passes to Keupu at the top of the key. Keupu dribbles right, back left, passes to Julia Myers on the left side of the court this time. Shot's no good, and the 12-point lead will remain for the Lady Red Devils.
But they continue, Centralia keeps getting good looks, and you gotta love that.
Shots up by number 25, Maddie Hanna, and scores now 27-13 with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to go here in the first half.
If they keep getting open looks like that and they start falling, then we're going to have a great ball game here, and it's going to be a tight one.
Julia Myers dribbles through the lane, puts it up with the left hand, no good. Rebound goes, possession will go to Lower Columbia. Now you hear the Centralia bench waking up over here, trying to root on their defense.
And that's something that we've seen from them is they have great morale. They just act like a family, and that must be a Coach Schutz thing because their program, they all act like sisters, and that's how they treat each other.
The shot by Knox was no good, but Carlson was there for the rebound and the putback as she draws the foul. It's going to go against Megan Finger, number 23. That'll be her first foul of the ball game. So with 8 minutes left to go in the first half, it'll be Carlson at the free throw line. First free throw is no good. 3 players will be checking in for Centralia. Leah Davis, Myers, and Finger will take a break as McIntyre, G, and Sorensen check in the ball game.
And what I think Centralia really needs right now is to get the board. You can see that they're getting second chances, Lower Columbia is. And so they really need to box out, I mean, because it's a fair matchup, but Lower Columbia is just working just a little bit harder on that offensive end to get those boards.
If you're just tuning in, scores 28-13. Lower Columbia jumped out to an early lead, and Centralia's been having a hard time chipping away at it. And this doesn't help at all down to the southern end as they get called for another penalty, and possession will go over to Lower Columbia as Centralia player traveled.
It just looks like they're flustered out there right now, and Coach Schutz is taking some timeouts to kind of calm them down. It seems like it's every other play they're a little bit flustered, and then they regain their composure for one go around, and so I just hope for consistent emotions going on.
Anisha Smith with the three-point shots, no good. Rebound Sorensen, passes it to Pruinger. Pruinger being picked up by Maddie Hanna. And dribbles through the lane, finds herself in a little bit of trouble. Karina G relieves her there as Karina G will set it up top. Passes to Sorensen at the right wing, puts it up no good off the front of the rim. Score remains 28-13. Lower Columbia with the lead over Centralia here with just under 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Anisha Smith drives to the lane and gets called, and Centralia will pick up a foul here. It will be called on number 10, Alicia Sorensen. It's going to be 1-1 now for Lower Columbia.
And that was smart basketball by Anisha Smith. She had to have known that they were in the penalty, and she drew a pretty light foul, but she knew that she was going to go in there, that she was going to have a chance of getting it. Yes. And so here she is at the line.
Smart play by Anisha Smith. You could tell that she was making it a point to be aggressive on that drive there.
If you look at the fouls right now, I mean, Centralia Lady Blazers have 9, and all Lower Columbia's committed is 3, so there's an obvious outweigh. The scoreboard shows it.
Yeah, Centralia is 1 foul away from being in the double penalty here with just under 7 minutes left to go in the first half. Now the second free throw is up and in. 17-point lead now for Lower Columbia as Centralia sets up the offense. McIntyre with the ball up top, passes it to number 21, just checking in the ball game. That's Miranda McDonald. And shots up and good for Centralia as they cut the lead to 15, scores 30-15 here.
Got the little easy elbow jumper in rhythm and knocks it down.
Smith may have got away with the carry as she dribbles through the lane, but she finds her post, and they're going to call actually a foul on the ground, but it's the 10th foul, so she will shoot 2 free throws anyways.
One thing we're really going to have to look at for the halftime stats is A, the rebounds, and obviously we have the huge foul differential and the free throws made, because that's been huge here tonight.
As the first free throw goes in, and that second free throw is good as well. 17-point lead here for Lower Columbia. With just over 6 minutes remaining here in the first half. Karina G passes it just right to number 42, Richards, and it's Lower Columbia down at the other end. Carlson will drive the lane, and they'll call another foul on McIntyre as she tries to deny the drive, and McIntyre barely. It's almost like Carlson was, causing the contact there as she drove through the lane.
Absolutely, and you wonder. You absolutely know the Red Devils are taking advantage of that. I mean, they're seeing that. They're seeing the fouls being called with the initiating of the contact, and until they get called otherwise, they're going to keep going for that.
Carlson's first free throw is no good, so she kind of changed up her rhythm on her second free throw, put a little bit of jump into it, but it didn't work out for her as the score remains 32-15 with just under 6 minutes to go here in the first half. Keupu dribbles left through the lane, puts the shot up and in. Great shot by Keupu there. Great usage of her left hand, showing some versatility. Number 33, Keupu for the Lady Trailblazers.
And she's been absolutely beautiful so far. The deficit here is by no lack of effort on Keupu's part. She's been getting steals, getting points, getting rebounds. She's been making plays.
Lower Columbia with a three-point shot as Carlson from the left wing puts it up and in. Now scores 35-17 with 5 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the first half. Prunger passes it to G, being guarded tightly by Knox. Knox gives it to McIntyre. McIntyre up the top of the key, puts the shot no good. They've been daring her all evening to take that shot. And
yeah, they haven't really been respecting McIntyre on that one, and so far it's paid off for her.
Anisha Smith drives to the lane, puts the shot up and in on the left side of the basket there. Anisha Smith scoring in all areas of the court. 20-point lead now for Lower Columbia as Molly McIntyre looks in low as Keupu had her players sealed there. Full court pressure for Centralia.
And there's a perfect lob pass to get in the post. And from there, I mean, she had no one even near her, so it was easy to put it up and in.
Another foul call. This one's going to go against Miranda McDonald. They're definitely taking Centralia out of their game. Centralia likes to play aggressively, and it's not going to work for them here in this ball game as they're calling pretty much everything. And in basketball terms, it'd be called touch fouls. And they're calling all of them.
And one thing that's really scary at this point is you can see there's already been quite a few subs. So they're already having a lot of Lady Trailblazers are already getting in foul trouble, and that's something you don't want to see, especially we're not even in the second half yet.
Yeah, and one thing is they don't have the depth as much down low with Narlowski out and another player as well.
Yeah, Jamaica Parker is also waiting to come in, and folks, stay tuned to us for halftime. We're going to have her. We're going to ask her a few questions. Jamaica Parker of Lady Trailblazers fame, and it'll be pretty interesting. So
you hear the kind of sarcastic clap throughout the crowd as there's going to be a foul called on Lower Columbia, and Miranda McDonald will step in to shoot 2 free throws for the Lady Trailblazers. Foul will go against number 22. That's Anisha Smith, her first foul of the ball game.
The crowd has definitely been asking for that one for a while. They feel maybe there hasn't been exactly fair on both sides, but I mean that's always in the eye of the beholder. Refs are doing their best job out there.
Checking in is number 25, Hannah, and Centralia got the loose ball rebound, but threw away in possession of the basketball as McIntyre was looking for somebody to relieve her, but threw it straight out of bounds. Gibbs now with the basketball for Lower Columbia. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Good pump fake by number 20 down low. And she gets her own rebound, kicks it out to Smith. Smith drives to the lane, puts up a shot up and in. Great job by Anisha Smith there.
I mean, we've already called her name out tons and tons of times this half. She's I guarantee in double digits, and during halftime, those totals, it's going to be interesting to see.
Great high-low action there again. This time it's Keupu to McIntyre. As McIntyre had the seal down low. Keupu with quick hands there denies the ball. And Lower Columbia is able to...
Keupu's pretty much been keeping them in this game so far with whatever she's been contributing. She's been doing an all-around contribution so far. And someone else needs to step up, though. Keupu can't just run this game by herself.
Now Lower Columbia tries to throw it down inside, but number 20 didn't have good enough position there, and basketball will be turned over to Centralia as it goes out of bounds. Scores 39-21 with 3 minutes and 22 seconds left to go. To go in the first half. Centralia will have to look to cut down the lead here and try and stop them from scoring down at the offensive end. Sealed by McIntyre, puts the shot no good as it rolls out. McIntyre fights for the rebound amongst 2 Lower Columbia Red Devils. Lower Columbia prevails there as they come up with the basketball.
And McIntyre was definitely looking for a foul on that one, and she may have, her defender may have gotten away with one.
Another foul call. This one's going to go against number 31, Mackenzie DeVore. excuse me for not letting you guys know she was in the ball game. Mackenzie DeVore is a 5'5" freshman out of Yelm.
And Coach Sheets right now is trying pretty much anything because it seems like almost every Lady Blazer is getting in foul trouble. And I bet he would like nothing more for it to be halftime so everything can be reset because these free throws right now are absolutely killing him.
3 minutes and 3 seconds left to go here in the first half. Free throws no good by number 25, Hannah. Rebound, Centralia. 19-point ball game here as Keupu sets it up top, passes it to DeVore. DeVore gives it to G. G will dribble with Gibbs on her. Pass it to Fisher down low. Fisher out to Myers. Myers will dribble with the left hand through the lane, put it up with the right hand. No good off the front of the rim. She gets her own rebound. And Keupu and Myers there fighting for the rebound. Myers over the back as she calls over number 23, Moorcroft. Moorcroft, I believe, a local product out of Mossy Rock. Salcombe.
That's right. Autumn Moorcroft from Mossy Rock fame. She was always tearing it up over there in the 2B league. Now on that last play, did I hear you right, Edmund? Was that Myers and Keupu were fighting over a rebound?
Oh yeah, the two of them, and Keupu came out with it, but Keupu put up the shot, no good. And then you've seen the over the back foul.
That's the same team. You got to have the communication there, and you can't have the team breaking down on you. I mean, that's one thing that they're known for, is being a tight, solid team. And if they get frustrated with each other, then it'll just break down from the seams. So that's the last thing we want to be seeing.
Another foul call on Centralia. It'll be their 10th plus foul of the first half here. That's number 23 stands in at the free throw line. That's Autumn Moorcroft. Her first free throw is good. So it's a 20-point lead now for Lower Columbia. Moorcroft pushes that up to a 21-point lead as it's 42-21. DeVore will set up the offense for Centralia. Passes it to Myers in the corner. Myers to Fisher. Fisher looks into Keupu. Keupu looks out to DeVore. DeVore puts up the three-point shot. No good out the front of the rim. Rebound Gibbs. She has a little trouble maintaining possession of the basketball, and she picked up her pivot foot. And you could even hear the softball girls out there calling for the travel.
That's right, even they could see that one.
Yeah, you can tell, yeah. Knowledgeable fans.
Absolutely, and you can see them here every night, and they love supporting Lady Trailblazers, and it's really cool to watch throughout the program's support.
Yeah, definitely. They get great support from both the men and women, softball and fast pitch and baseball. Great crossover there by Autumn Smith as she had Julia Myers completely spun around. And now inside post action as number 32 puts the shot. That's no good.
There's one thing Anisha Smith has shown us tonight is that she can handle that basketball and she can cut in there with the ball and get the shot.
Karina G passes it to Keupu. Keupu's shot might have been tipped a little bit as Myers fights in there for the rebound, just gets it towing away from her by Moorcroft. Moorcroft kicks it out to Gibbs in the corner. Gibbs pump fakes and kicks it out to Smith up top. Smith up top being guarded tightly by Myers. Myers giving her no room at all. Just doesn't, respecting her game completely.
Absolutely.
Gibbs up top with the three-point shot, no good as it rolls off the front of the rim. Number 23 puts up the shot, no good. There's Moorcroft down there and Haley Vandenhazel.
That was Haley Vandenhazel with the rebound. She graduated from Tumwater High School, and I actually had the pleasure of growing up with her for a few of my years. And she can play basketball. I haven't seen her in a while, but I know back in the day, she sure was the baller around those parts.
Just from her short stint here on the court, she's shown great hustle. And Centralia now with the basketball down at the offensive end. DeVore looks inside to Fisher. Fisher gets hammered as she's trying to receive the pass, and that's number 23, Moorcroft, getting called for the foul. It's going to be Moorcroft's first foul of the ball game. And Centralia will inbound it under their basket with 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining.
Setting up a box play, and you can see Fisher was very frustrated with that foul. She definitely got a huge push.
Fisher comes up with the assist there as she finds Julia Myers underneath the basket, puts it up and in. Scores now 23-42 with just under a minute to go. DeVore playing tight defense and forces the pass as Karina G tips it and knocks it out of bounds. Possession will stay with Lower Columbia.
And good hands by Karina G. That's why your coach always says, keep your hands up, never let them down. She just had her hands up, and she didn't even know it, and the ball bounced off of her hands. And, you know, stop the possession, stop play. Good defense.
30-second timeout by the Lower Columbia coach. I believe with these last about 48 seconds on the clock, he wants to talk about strategy as he has possession of the basketball. He probably wants to get a smart shot off and then make sure that they get a stop down at the other end to, you know, go into halftime with the momentum.
Absolutely, and like I said before, Coach Schutz is probably just waiting for that clean slate to go into halftime, to talk to his girls, calm them down, get them into their game, and they're still going to have the individual players with foul trouble, but at least they're not going to be shooting these free throws constant. They're having to worry about the Lower Columbia Red Devils shooting the free throws constantly.
Yes, and this 19-point lead is nothing to be discouraged about because, as you well know, basketball is a game of runs. So we'll see, as Centralia will take their stamp at it.
Absolutely, it's totally possible, especially knowing the Centralia Lady Blazers team.
Shots up by number 24, no good off the backboard. That's number 24, Sylvana.
A little bit of volleyball action there on the rebound, and ended up just falling out of Moorcroft's hands, out of bounds.
Well, that's actually Saliva out of Heritage High School down in Vancouver. Good steal there by Fisher as she receives the pass from Julia Myers. Good assist by Myers as she returns the favor there. Scores now 42-25 with 20 seconds left to go. Lower Columbia has to look to score here as Gibbs gets away with an obvious travel right in front of the ref. And we'll bring a stop to the action after the foul. Or if it's a foul, they're shooting free throws, but they're going to probably just call out of bounds, I guess. And Lower Columbia inbounds it. Smith up top with 10 minutes on the game, or 10 seconds of the game clock. She just dribbles right through the lane and puts it up and in. Scores now 45-20. 3 seconds on the clock. DeVore has to look to score. She doesn't, but she passes to G. G puts up the shot going through the lane. No good off the back of the rim. So that's our halftime score. It's 44-25. Some early keys to the half from Arnisha Smith, 5'5" sophomore out of SeaTac, carrying her basketball team early for Lower Columbia as they go into halftime with a 19-point lead over Centralia.
Absolutely, and if you look, though, there was no one even near her in the lane. Everyone seems spread it out and focused on everything else but the ball that was in Anisha Smith's hands.
Yeah, number one rule in defense is stop the ball, and it just wasn't executed there. So that's one point of emphasis that Centralia coach Shane Schutz, I'm sure, is going to point on here at halftime.
That hoop right there, that is sanctuary. You must defend it with your life. That is the last thing you want, is just an easy open layup. And we've seen a lot of those from Anisha Smith. Now we got halftime going here. We're going to get Jamaica Parker from WF West fame. We're going to get her on here and get her an interview.
She should be good to go. All right.
How you doing, Jamaica?
Good. How are you?
We're doing good. So the question that's on everybody's minds is, when is Jamaica Parker going to see action for Lady Trailblazers?
Hopefully next year. I don't think I'll be able to this year. I actually found out I have a bulging disc in my back today. And if I play on it, there's a possibility I could have surgery, and I don't want to do that. So I guess we'll see what's in stake next year.
Well, we're very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's disappointing news to hear. One thing, as you obviously know, that you guys have trouble with height down low, and Narlowski, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. And
who?
Is it Crystal Narlowski?
Crystal, yeah.
She's injured, so can you give us an update on her, possibly?
She has a concussion. She was supposed to be able to play today, but her head is still throbbing. So I guess we'll see what's going on for Saturday's game. I think that's Green River. See if she's all right, and if then she'll be able to play.
Okay. Well, we're very sorry to hear about the injury, and I mean, we would love to see you out there on the court, because I know what you can do out there.
I know.
I mean, Jamaica Parker, player of the year, right? Yeah, and MVP, Evergreen MVP, broke the season block record for WFLS, broke the all-time block record, among many other things. So we hope to see you back next year. As far as the program, though, how do you think you fit in with this group of girls?
I think I fit in pretty good. They're a bunch of goofy girls. I'm a goofy girl. It was really easy to just come in the house and chat with them. Like, we have a lot in common, all of us. Like, basketball, you know, we were all really good basketball players in high school. We're all just, you know, goofy girls, so.
And that's something we noted earlier was Shane Shute seems to have a pretty awesome group of girls here. That the morale, and you guys all seem to treat each other like a family. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, we're all sisters.
I kind of call it like a collective effort throughout the whole team. That you know, you see some teams that have superstars that stand out and stuff, but Centralia, that's everybody. It's the whole group that puts together, you know, to come through for the win. All right, well, I'd like to welcome you guys back here to Centralia as the Lady Trailblazers are playing host to Lower Columbia Lady Red Devils. The halftime score is 44-25. Lady Red Devils got out to an early lead, and Centralia has had a hard time climbing back into it. But they'll be looking, you know, for this whole second half to be looking to get back into this ball game and make it an interesting one. Centralia has some obvious struggles. They've shot 2 for 12 from the three-point line, and they've had trouble stopping the star player, number 22, Smith, for Lower Columbia. Smith led her team with 13 points there in the first half. Obviously a real leader on the court.
Yeah, one thing you're really going to hope is that they can get some offense going here right away. And the coach Shoots really talked them into it and gave them the confidence they need to get back into this game.
Gibbs puts up the three-point shot, no good, off the front of the ring. Rebound goes to the Trailblazers, and they'll be called a foul early here on the Lower Columbia Red Devils. That'll be on number 4, Weber. That'll be her third foul of the ball game. She'll have to watch it so she doesn't pick up that 4th foul here early on in the second half.
She's flirting with being Dairy Queen, DQ'd, I mean.
Sorensen up top, passes it to Davis. Davis dribbles to the lane, gives it to DeVore. DeVore dribble handoff with Sorensen. So on the court for the Lady Trailblazers is DeVore, Davis, Fisher, McIntyre, and Sorensen. If you're just tuning in, scores 44-25 with 19 minutes and 23 seconds left to go here in the ball game. Centralia with possession of the basketball, inbounded to Fisher. She passes to Sorensen. Sorensen puts up a shot, no good. Rebound to Fisher. Davis now puts up a three-point shot, and it's good. Looked good from the second she caught it. Caught it in triple threat position, ready to score. Scores now 44-28 with just over 19 minutes to go here. Weber with the three-point shot, no good. Fight for the rebound down low, and ball goes out of bounds. Possession, Lady Trailblazers.
And that three was just what they needed to hopefully get their momentum rolling. And that turnover by the Red Devils really is helping too. Let's see if they can get a rhythm. Let's see if they can get some offense, some points on the board.
DeVore with the basketball, passes it to Davis on the right wing. She passes it to Sorensen. Sorensen with a lazy pass to McIntyre, which gets knocked away by number 42, Richards. And whistle will bring a stop to that action. Foul's going to be called to number 12. That's Molly McIntyre. Her third foul of the ball game.
And that's something Centralia really needs to avoid. I mean, they had tons and tons of fouls in the first half, and they can't afford to get any more. They can't afford to be in the bonus again.
Great steal there that time by DeVore, and she lays it up and in. 14-point ball game now as Lower Columbia is down at the other end. Weber with the pump fake and drive, looks inside of her post, and ball gets knocked out of bounds. Possession will stay with Lower Columbia. You could see every single Lower Columbia player going the other way. Like they knew it was out on them, and Centralia players down there arguing. But either way, possession will stay with Lower Columbia. 14-point ball game here now. 44-30, Lower Columbia with the lead. Weber's shot's no good. DeVore with the rebound. Littlest player on the court comes out with the basketball. DeVore looks at Davis, passes it to her. Davis on the right wing, gives it to Sorensen at the top of the key. Sorensen pass fakes, dribbles right, passes Leah Davis in the right corner, and she hits it. So back-to-back threes for Leah Davis. 11-point ball game here with 18 minutes left to go. Centralia right back in it. Full court pressure for Centralia, and Smith breaks it, but Fisher comes up with the steal, just picks her pocket, passes it to DeVore. Davis now in the right corner. She's got a Badger hitting back-to-back threes. Surprised she didn't look at the rim that time, but smart pass by Davis as she gets it to Swanson, who had a better look at it, and scores now 44-36, 8-point ball game with 17 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. It'll be a timeout, Lower Columbia.
This crowd is lighting up. Isn't it amazing to just see how these girls can get back in it so easy?
Yeah, and you can see the passion on the Centralia bench. You know, they're supporting their team and pumped up just as well as the players on the court as they come to the huddle for this timeout. As we've seen, the halftime score was 44-25, so 19-point lead for Lower Columbia has been cut down to an 8-point lead here. Scores 44-36, and Lower Columbia's coach forced to call a timeout.
Yeah, that was definitely a necessity. But one thing, what you were saying is that you could just see the genuine love for the game on the Lady Trailblazers' faces. And it's just beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. It's just awesome to see ladies playing with such emotion, such passion, and such drive to win. They just really come out the second half. It's like they're a completely different team. Their defense is working to perfection. They're cutting off all the passing lanes. They're even cutting off driving lanes and forcing them to pass, but they've got those lanes cut off too. I mean, it's beautiful. It really is. And so we're going to have a tight game here if this keeps up.
Yeah, if you add up all the smart coaching, love for the game, and then get some shots to fall. It's great to watch. Rebound by Fisher. She passes it to Davis. Davis in transition will push it. Davis slows down, passes it to DeVore at the top of the key. DeVore kicks it to the corner. Leah Davis gives it to Swanson. Swanson with the three-point shot, and it's in. So four three-point shots in a row, and it's 5-point ball game here. She scores 44-39 with just over 17 minutes left to go. Full court pressure now by Centralia, and great job by Leah Davis and Swanson bringing us back into the ball game. Now three-point shot answered down at the other end. This one by
Kristen Carlson.
Yeah, Kristen Carlson.
She trying to cool the flow here and maybe give a heat check, but we'll see.
Another open three-point shot. This one, DeVore from the corner, no good off the front of the rim. Rebound goes to Smith. Smith got away with a carry there. She runs into Fisher, and they're going to call the foul on Fisher. I'm not sure which foul that is on her, but
they called a blocking foul, I believe.
That's going to be Fisher's third foul. So scores now 47-39, 8-point ball game. Lower Columbia is trying to hold on to this lead over the Lady Trailblazers.
Yeah, but they're not backing down. Lower Columbia is trying to do their best effort, but Lady Trailblazers just outworking them right now. Look at that hustle.
Yeah, great hustle plays by Leah Davis. I don't think that we'll see a player that out-hustles Leah Davis. Fisher now with the shot. It's no good. An air ball shot there by Fisher. Score remains 47-39 as Smith pushes it for the Red Devils. She finds Carlson. Carlson puts up the shot through the lane, no good. And they're going to call travel on her as she dribbles. She took too many steps.
That was a good call there. I mean, you could see that she'd already jump stopped and everything, and then when she went up for the shot, she kind of just did a little pitter-patter and called the travel.
Julia Myers and Karina G will check in the ball game for Sorensen and Davis. And I think that the refs ended up making the right call because they got away with Lower Columbia got away with the offensive foul down at the other end.
You saw Fisher hit the deck, absolutely.
Fisher looks inside McIntyre. McIntyre saves possession of the basketball by finding DeVore. DeVore kicks it to G. G puts up her three-point shot. This one's no good. Off the back of the rim. Rebound goes to Fisher. Fisher gives it to G up top. G gives it to Myers at the right wing. Myers being guarded tightly by Carlson. Now switched over to actually Knox up top now guarding DeVore. Julia Myers in the right corner, or left corner, passes to Fisher. Fisher drives, puts it up, and good usage of the backboard there as she gives her team 41 points. Scores now 47-41. Lower Columbia with the lead. 6-point ball game here.
And Lauren Fisher is really good at jump stopping right at that little short corner, extended, and she'll get the little bank.
Wide open down at the other end is Richards, as Lower Columbia had no problem breaking the press there. Centralia at the offensive end. Myers with the basketball being guarded by Carlson. looks for Cutter Fisher. Bad pass, but she had to force it. Fisher comes up with the basketball anyways, puts up the shot, gets denied by Richards. And players on the floor for Centralia. That's Karina G, who tries to hustle and steal the ball, but to no avail.
What you're seeing so far, you're seeing some bodies hit the floor, and everyone's diving for the ball. Everyone's going for it, and it's almost looking kind of dangerous.
Turnover there by Lower Columbia as they threw it into the backcourt. And Keupu will check in the ball game for Fisher.
So far, Centralia's been doing a lot of things right.
Go ahead.
And they've really known coming out of that half how to convert turnovers, and then with Sorensen and Davis, they just are on fire. And that's been the key. It's been beautiful. Just on fire from three.
Megan Finger checking in the ball game for Centralia. If you're just tuning in, there's 14 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the ball game, and it's a 8-point game here. 49-41, Lower Columbia with the lead over Centralia College. DeVore passes to Myers at the top of the key. She puts the shot no good off the left side of the rim. Fight for the basketball. Surprise, there's no foul call there as it goes out of bounds, and Lower Columbia will keep the basketball, or actually get possession of the basketball. Number 25 now, Hannah. Nice crossover on DeVore there. Another crossover at the top of the key, passes it to Weber. Weber puts up the shot, no good, off the side of the backboard. And good positioning inside by Sierra Richards, the 6-foot forward for Lower Columbia, as she got the board and was able to draw the foul by Megan Finger, who came up from behind and fouled her. It's actually, they're gonna give it to DeVore. Number 31, Mackenzie DeVore, is gonna be called for the foul that time.
And what happened there, the problem there was that on the reaction time on defense, switching and helping out, it was just a little bit too slow, so they left her open right underneath the basket, and that's what's going to happen. Easy point.
11-point ball game, 52-41. Lower Columbia with the lead. Centralia with the basketball. Myers puts up the shot, well contested, no good. And rebound goes to number 25, Hannah. Hannah finds the open number 30 down underneath the hoop, and that forces the timeout by Coach Schutz as Knox put up the easy lane on the left side of the hoop, and now the score is 54-41, 13-point game. Coach Schutz calls timeout. It'll be a full timeout. Coach Schutz obviously frustrated with his defense, with his lack of defensive pressure.
And what it's absolutely been has been a transition defense thing, and you got to question if they're getting kind of gassed on full court pressure, because that's what Coach Schutz has been calling almost all night. And they really just need to get back to what they got at the beginning of the first half. At the beginning of the second half, where they were just playing all the passing lanes. They've seen they're kind of slowing down on their reaction times, and that's what's kind of got them in these last two go-arounds. And in transition, they've really been able to find the open cutter, and they need to watch out for that and communicate the cutter.
So we'll see what Centralia comes up with out of the timeout. Centralia in that position again where they have to definitely get stops down at the defensive end.
If anybody can come back and pull off, I mean, there's obviously plenty of time left, but if there's anybody that can come back and get a miraculous win like that, it's Centralia Blazers.
Centralia has McIntyre and Megan Fisher, their two post players, in foul trouble. They picked up their third foul. So both of them on the bench at the moment.
Something I found kind of curious is why Leah Davis and Leah Davis
and
Sorensen were put on the bench, and they have not come back yet. They were the hot hands. They're what got them within reaching distance of this lead. So, and
McIntyre will check in the ball game. The only thing I can possibly think is that he had to give him a blow. Like Leah Davis might have been asking for it. She might have been working really hard on the court there, and it's asking for that break. But we'll look to see for her in the ball game here later. It's Karina G travels, so she picked up the pivot foot right in front of the ref. Possession will go to Lower Columbia. On the court for Centralia is Pruinger, McIntyre, Keupu, G, and Myers. Score is 54-41 with just under 13 minutes to go here in the ball game. Lower Columbia looks inside to their post. Number 42, Richards, who gets it knocked out of her hands, out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Red Devils.
Good job on the help defense collapsing on the post there. Got their hands in the way in the sloppy throw and the little tip out.
Lower Columbia to inbound it to Smith, and Smith touched it, and that's gonna be backcourt violation. She can't tip it and go into the backcourt like that.
Clearly tipped off of her hand.
Refs do a favor there for Lower Columbia, and they'll keep possession of the basketball. Almost gets knocked away again, and Julia Myers with the quick play, playing the passing lanes, puts up a lay at no good. McIntyre with the rebound as she fights for it. There's going to be no call in the scuffle there, and Smith comes up with the basketball for Lower Columbia. She looks up to her post, who kicks the basketball. No kickball call there, and Centralia comes up with the basketball. Score is 54-41 with just over 12 minutes to go here in the ball game. Pruinger up top for Centralia, 13-point ball game. Centralia is no way out of this basketball game here. Karina G looks into Keupu at their post. She puts up the left-handed floater, and it's up and in. Great job by Keupu using the left-handed hook there over the defender.
What do we always say? Whenever you need a quick bucket, Keupu's always there to contribute in some way, somehow. She's going to get it done.
Score is now 54-43 with 11 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Smith drives the baseline, puts it up on the short corner there along the left side, and puts her team up by 13 points as the score is 56-43. Leah Davis set to check in the ball game.
Got to be a little bit quicker on the closeout there for the short corner jumper.
Karina G with the spin move through the lane, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound Weber. Weber's all over the boards here for Lower Columbia. Passes it to Smith. Smith looks at Knox running the lane. Knox finds Richards. Richards sets up the offense again up top. Weber drives through the lane, puts up a running shot along the right side of the hoop. No good, but Lower Columbia comes up with the rebound, puts it up and up and in. Scores now 58-43. Swanson and Leah Davis are set to check in the ball game now.
Weber trying to do her little George Gervin impression, and it just didn't work out for her, but luckily enough she was bailed out by the offensive rebound.
It was on the tip of my tongue, finger roll attempt there by Weber, which is no good. But Centralia came down on the offensive end, put up a shot, no good. And Lower Columbia quickly in transition picks up the foul. It's going to go against number 22, Julia Myers. That's her third foul of the ball game. So another player picking up her third foul. Davis and Sorensen checking in for Myers and G.
There's Kaylee Knox on the line, and she's probably the last person you want to put on there, and she's been 100% of the free throw line tonight, 4-4 in the first half.
Knox hits both free throws this time, scores 59-43, so 16-point ball game here with just about the halfway mark of the second half, and Pruinger sets up the offense for Centralia. She passes it to Sorensen. Sorensen puts up a shot from just inside the three-point line along the left corner. No good. Rebound Centralia. Now Pruinger at the top of the key puts up a three-point shot, and that one's in. Great form and great release by Pruinger in the shot. 13-point ball game, 59-46. Smith has trouble handling the basketball. Finds 25 to relieve her. 25 passes it up to number 34 down low, but it gets stolen by Keupu. Keupu looks inside to Davis. Davis puts up the shot, no good. She wanted a foul call, but it's not going to get one. Pruinger and Swanson fights for the basketball down low, and they're going to call jump ball. Possession will stay with Centralia.
Definitely seems like there was a hand on the arm there on the jumper, but the referees, it's been a frenzy out here, so.
Pruinger inbounds it to Swanson from the left corner. She puts the shot, gets a nice bounce, and it rolls in. Friendly roll there with the soft rims and soft touch by Swanson. Brings it to a 10-point ball game, 59-49, with just under 10 minutes left to go here in the ball game. Turnover again by Lower Columbia. Centralia will get possession of the basketball. Pruinger to set up the offense for her team.
6 threes in the second half so far, 18 points, and it does a lot to help your little deficit there and chomp away at it. especially with Sorensen and Davis in the game. You got to watch out.
Sorensen dribbles with the left hand, crosses back over to the right, and then passes it to Davis. Davis dribbles to the lane, kicks out to Sorensen. This shot's no good. Rebound goes to number 30, Knox. Shot by Lower Columbia, no good off the front of the rim. Fight for the rebound down low, and it's Pruinger who's on the ground fighting for it. Another jump ball, so we'll see this time possession will stay with Lower Columbia. Shot clock won't reset, so 27 seconds on the shot clock as Lower Columbia inbounds it underneath their own basket.
It's good for Pruinger on the hustle there. We've seen her on the floor quite a few times getting the jump ball, and she just doesn't take no for an answer.
Hannah passes it to Knox for 3, and she puts it up and in. You know, great shooting form we've seen from Knox throughout this ball game.
Kaylee Knox, one of the shortest people on this court, but she's been making a big impact.
13-point ball game now as Lower Columbia's lead 62-49. Pruinger passes it to Swanson. Swanson up top, looks into a post, finally feeds it to her. McIntyre. McIntyre does the one thing you really don't want to do as a post, and that's put the ball down on the ground, and that's what she does, and turns it over. She dribbles it off of her foot. 13-point ball game, 62-49 with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Lower Columbia will bring it down.
You can see McIntyre asking for a sub. She's gassed out there. They've been working hard.
Shot by number 30 Knox in the corner. Back-to-back threes by Kayla Knox.
Edmund, you know what they say. Big things, they come in small packages, my friend.
Scores now 65-49, so there's with 8 minutes left to go in the ball game. McIntyre with a three-point shot from the right wing, no good off the front of the rim. Swanson fights for the rebound, jumping over Lower Columbia's player's back, and then McIntyre gets the ball as she cuts to the lane, puts the shot, no good. Lower Columbia in transition. Knox finds her teammate, number 11 there, that's Carlson. Carlson, great job as she drives the baseline and uses of the backboard there, banks it in. 2 points for Carlson.
She was falling as she shot that ball. I mean, she almost hit the ground, and that's just great body control.
Pruinger drives to the lane and picks up the foul as it's an 18-point ball game here, 67-49 with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Bring a stop to that action as number 25, Hannah, picks up the foul. That's her first foul of the ball game. Third foul on the Lady Red Devils in the second half.
And on a few plays ago, when we saw McIntyre, she's now getting a sub. You saw McIntyre when she shot the three and got the offensive rebound and put the layup up. Those would have been automatic for her, at least the layup. But she was just absolutely gassed, and it was time for her to get some rest. She's been asking for it.
On the court now for Centralia's Pruinger, Kapu, Fisher, DeVore, and Davis. Second free throw's up and in. 17-point ball game here. With 7 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Centralia will call a full timeout.
And Coach Schutz has to be calming them down right now, getting them into their rhythm. It's just been a frenzy tonight. It's been an absolute frenzy on both ends, and it's just going to come down to who has the most composure to get the lead definitively and keep it.
And I think if you're in the Lower Columbia's huddle over there, you got to be thinking that you want to just work on getting stops, maintaining this lead here, and trying not to let Centralia get back into it. And on the offensive end, just work the ball around, work clock, and with a 17-point lead and just under 8 minutes to go in the ball game, they're gonna try and hold on to it if you're Lower Columbia.
And after that huge surge by Davis and Sorensen and just everyone helping out, it seems like Lower Columbia is kind of starting to stop the momentum here, and they're starting to play some really good defense. So it's almost starting to become the first half story where the shots aren't going down, and no shot is, unlike the first half, there's no shot that's really coming too easy now. It seems like the Red Devils are really turning up the heat, so to speak.
Yeah, you touched on it, bringing out Leah Davis and Swanson out of the ball game after they went on that long run with 4 straight three-pointers, and maybe threw them out of their rhythm there.
Yeah, a little bit of a heat check for sure.
Smith passes it up to number 4. That's Weber. Now it's Knox in the corner. She pump fakes, passes it to Smith. Smith up top with 17 seconds on the shot clock. 7 minutes and 15 seconds on the game clock. Lower Columbia will work it around into their post. Number 42, nice fake there by Richards as she faked like she's going to spin one way, spun the other, and put it right up and in to give her team the 19-point lead, 69-50 with under 7 minutes to go here in the ballgame.
Beautiful post move. Fisher just couldn't get back on her soon enough, and she got a wide open layup.
Leah Davis put up a floater in the lane, no good as it rolls out. Double team by Centralia on Weber. She finds Smith. Smith gives it to Carlson. Carlson and Knox in the corner for three, no good. And rebound Lower Columbia. Weber with another rebound.
And on that knock shot, I'm sure Schutz was holding his breath. She's dangerous tonight.
Now Carlson for three from the right wing, no good. Rebound Centralia. Davis comes down and pushes it in the other end. She passes it to DeVore. DeVore being picked up by Carlson, passes it to Davis. Davis being guarded by Knox, gives it to Keipu. Keipu looks into Fisher down at the post. Fisher has a hard time catching and maintaining the basketball. She winds up knocking it out of bounds. Possession would go over to Lower Columbia.
Not to mention the fact that Weber and Richards were absolutely smothering her on that catch. They knew they were going to feed it to the post, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. And they pretty much push her out of bounds. Look, Ma, no hands.
Weber out to Smith, and Smith will drive through the lane, picking up the foul. It's going to be called on Leah Davis on the floor as Molly McIntyre sets to check in the ballgame.
And there's Smith again doing what she's been doing all night long, driving the lane, drawing fouls.
That'll be the second foul on Leah Davis. Lower Columbia will inbound it underneath their own basket. Knox to inbound for the Red Devils. Knox passes to Weber. Weber back to Knox in the corner. She pump fakes, dribbles right, puts up a shot, and it's going to be another foul on Leah Davis. Leah Davis having a hard time containing Knox. Knox with the dangerous threat from outside, and she's well aware of it after hitting a couple threes. Now she's just doing the show and go, doing the pump fake and driving to the hoop. Leah Davis bites and is forced to pick up her third foul of the ball game.
But honestly, with how dangerous she's been, who wouldn't bite on that pump fake?
Now scores 69-50 with just under 6 minutes left to go. And yeah, you kind of wanted to put the ball on the floor now in these situations. Knox passes it to Smith. Smith dribbles left and puts a shot from the left short corner, and no good. Rebound Pruinger. Pruinger will push it, being guarded by Smith. Smith picks her up right at half court, giving her no room. Nice behind the back dribble by Pruinger, and she puts up the floater, no good. Rebound Smith. Smith will bring the ball up all by herself.
Pruinger kind of tried to out-Smith on that one, and she got a good look, but it just did not fall in. Rim said no that time.
Knox to set up the offense with 5 minutes left to go here in the ballgame, and she hits another three, her third three of the half. Score is now 72-50. Lower Columbia with the lead over Centralia with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here in the ballgame.
Knox has absolutely been the momentum killer for these Lady Blazers tonight.
Lights out shooter for Knox.
And the thing is, you can't say enough about her because she knows her role and she plays it well.
Smith with the behind the back dribble of her own now. Passes to Carlson. Carlson being picked up by Pruinger. Working the ball around as Lower Columbia finds Smith in the left corner as he puts up the three-point shot up and in. 25-point lead now as Lower Columbia leads 75-50 with 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the ball game.
Looking at the Centralia team, they're starting to get pretty ragged out there. Threes add up really quick, and that deficit starts looking pretty bad.
DeVore throws the ball away here, and as DeVore passes right to a Lower Columbia player, Lauren Fisher will pick up the foul. Stop to the action with 4 minutes and 8 seconds left to go here in the ballgame. We'll bring 1 and 1 as that's Centralia's 7th foul of the half. Fisher's 4th foul, 1 foul away from being disqualified from this ball game. Number 42, Sierra Richards, will go to the line for Lower Columbia, looking to extend the lead, which is currently a 25-point lead. So Lower Columbia, pretty much all they have to do is take care of the basketball, and they could wrap this game up here.
But if there is anybody that could disrupt it and get the ball back, you'd think it would be the Lady Blazers.
First shot by Sierra Richards is up and in. Even though it's a really flat line drive shot, it works for her.
Hey, wrong sport, shot put, but it still went in, so we're going to give it to her.
Takes her time to shoot her free throw. Puts it up, and it's up and in. That one looked a little bit better, but same result. And
well,
it works
just
for
like
her,
Sean Marion, he's living proof that as long as it goes in, you can be a great basketball player.
Yep, and Pruinger drives to the lane. There's going to be called on a foul on McIntyre.
And you can see Red Devils coach is starting to put in his reserves. Maybe this might be the Blazers' chance to get something going here, get a surge.
That's going to be McIntyre's fourth foul, so McIntyre and Fisher on the bench with 4 as their team trails by 27 points. Lower Columbia with the basketball as well. So 4 minutes left to go here in the ball game. Pruinger comes up with a steal. Pruinger has not gave up yet in this ball game.
Never. That lady will never give up.
Scores 77-50 as the ball goes out of bounds. They call a foul on Lower Columbia. That'll be their 4th foul of the second half. They'll bring Sorensen to the free throw line.
That's like when you watch Pruinger bring up the ball and you can see she's just sucking wind. She's gassed, but you know what? Her hustle has never, ever stopped.
Definitely, Pruinger has lots of fight in her, and she's not willing to quit. So you'll see her leave it all out on the floor here.
She'd never want to let her Centralia Blazer family down, that's for sure.
Both free throws are good. 25-point lead for Lower Columbia. Coach Schutz looking to cut away at the lead here. May know at this point that he might not have a shot, but he kind of wants to, work his offense and see what he can get looking forward into the next ball game.
If we're going to get anything from this for the Lady Blazers, let it at least be the learning experience, because with every game you get better.
Yeah, and definitely they play Lower Columbia the game before. The last game of the season they'll play Lower Columbia, so definitely be looking forward to that matchup, as Centralia will be looking to avenge this game here. But before we speak too soon, there's 3 minutes, 22 seconds left to go, and Centralia trails by 25 here, but they have possession of the ball and will look to chip away at the lead.
What you're going to need some quick baskets, and you're going to need a lot of daggers.
Megan Finger with the pump fake and drive, and there's going to be a foul called on number 23, Autumn Moorcroft, as the players just collided.
And that was one of the situations where there was so much contact that the referees had to call something, whether it would have been offensive or a shooting foul, that something had to be called with that much contact.
Autumn Moorcroft will be the one charged with the foul. That's her second foul of the ball game, and Megan Finger at the free throw line puts up the first shot, and it's up and in. She'll be shooting a second one. Megan Finger wastes no time at the line. Puts up the second shot, it's up and in, scores now 77-54, 23-point ball game. Lower Columbia pushing it. Sorensen may have gotten away with a shove there. A little bit of physical play down low by Centralia as they trail by 23, just under 3 minutes to go here. Lower Columbia's got to look to score here pretty soon with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Inside out action as the post kicks it out to the shooter. Shot's no good. DeVore pushes the basketball. Should have got called for the foul and does. I don't like seeing those type of fouls where the ref waits to see if the shooter actually made the shot, to see if it goes in. And if it goes in, they're not going to call it. But if it doesn't go in, then they call the foul.
Yeah, that's very frustrating, definitely.
In my opinion, that's what happened in that play right there. DeVore at the free throw line cuts the lead down to 22 with her first free throw.
But there's no sign of giving up with these Lady Blazers. And one thing you'd have to wonder though tonight is if you'd had Jamaica Parker, or who was the other coach that's out currently?
Crystal Narlowski.
If you would have had her, you would have wondered how this would have gone, because really when you take a look at these teams, the score definitely doesn't show it, but there's a lot of identical qualities to both teams. They both hustle hard, and they both work the ball around and get the clean open shot and a lot of perimeter work, as you can see right here.
So shots off and no good. by Lower Columbia, but they maintain the basketball as number 32 puts it up and in. That's Cranston.
Haley Vandenhazel actually getting her points on the board for the Red Devils.
Pruinger with a little shimmy shake and puts up the 3-point shot, no good as it hits the front of the rim. Lower Columbia is down at the other end. Sorensen with a frustration foul as she lays the Lower Columbia player down to the floor. That will be number 20, Griner, Emily Griner, that took the brunt of the foul there by Sorensen. They're going to give the foul on Pruinger. That's her second foul of the ball game.
But definitely one thing that wasn't seen very well there is that nice crossover by Griner and got her open, and then from there Sorensen was just frustrated. So, well, apparently it was charged to Pruinger, but
yeah, it even got the Centralia crowd going on that crossover.
Oh, yeah.
Pruinger getting picked up by the Lower Columbia defender, puts the shot, no good. And just under 2 minutes left to go here. Lower Columbia with the 24-point lead, and they'll look to add to it as they go to the free throw line. It'll be a 10th foul of the second half. So, and it'll be Sorensen's second foul. Two free throws to come for number 24, Saliva.
And one thing you said, Edmund, earlier is that they definitely need to make really big stops, and they just need to wait the timeout and keep a hold of this lead, and that's really what they've done. I mean, we're still hovering at the 25-point deficit, so that's definitely what the Red Devils have been able to do tonight, at least at this point in the second half. So great job by them, honestly.
Both free throws are good by Saliva, and she extends the lead to 82-56 with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. Another 3-point shot by Lower Columbia. No good off the back of the rim. Fight for the rebound. And they're going to be a jump ball call as it's number 21, Miranda McDonald. And arrow will point to Centralia.
And we're going to see Sorensen checked out here. She made a dive for the ball, and she got hit in the nose pretty hard, and it looked like there was, maybe bloody nose or something, but we just need to get her taken care of.
Either way, I'm sure everybody knows the feeling where they get hit in the nose and they get that little teary eye in this situation. It's just natural occurrence that happens. So there's 1 minute, 13 seconds left to go here in the ball game. Leah Davis fights for the rebound, and as her team trails 82-56, Leah Davis will drive through the lane, put it up over the defender. Great use of the backboard, nice floater up and in. And scores 82-58 with just under 1 minute left to go here. Lower Columbia will most likely just pass it around. I couldn't see much need for anything else at this time. Lower Columbia works the basketball, puts up a 3-point shot from the corner. This one's by number 24, Saliva. She's been putting the shots up, trying to get one to go, and finally gets one to fall.
She definitely want to be on that stat sheet tonight.
Oh yeah, put her name in the scorebooks. Shots up by Leah Davis, no good, off the backboard. 31 seconds left to go. Whistle will bring a stop to the action. As the ball goes out of bounds, it'll stay down with Centralia. As Pruinger will take it out underneath her own basket, scores 85-58. And Centralia will inbound it. DeVore passes to Davis. Davis being guarded tightly, dribbles left. Great move by Davis as she dribbles left, goes up, switches to her right hand. Great use of the backboard, puts it in. Leah Davis showing some, athleticism.
And one thing she really shows is versatility too. I mean, she was hot earlier with the three, but we've also seen her hit that floater so many times. She's just really got a good inside-out game, and she's a really fun player to watch.
Total package pretty much is Leah Davis. Pruinger with a three-pointer at the top of the key, and Lower Columbia will dribble out the basketball. That's our final score, 85-63. Lower Columbia Lady Red Devils with the victory over the Centralia Lady Trailblazers. And
really, Edmund, the score doesn't tell the whole story because the Lady Trailblazers just fought so hard all the way until the end. It's just, when it came down to tonight, was their offense was clicking and all their shots were going down. They had hot hands. We did, but it was only for a very brief spurt. And it came down to the offense that really won the game. It was just wonderful defense on both sides, but the offense prevailed in this case.
Yeah, great execution by Lower Columbia to feed the hot hand and able to disrupt Centralia's offense with a little bit of pressure.
But I tell you one thing, next time the Red Devils face off against the Lady Trailblazers, you better bet they're going to be ready with a game plan, and they're going to be prepared to execute it.
Oh yeah, games like this, you can only take it and make it a learning experience as you move forward to the next game.
And if I know them, they have a bad taste in their mouth, and they're going to come back with a chip on their shoulder.
Brings Centralia's league record to 4-3. Lower Columbia's league record is 6-1, and we'll bring the second half of this doubleheader as the men will host. The Centralia Trailblazers men will host the Lower Columbia Red Devils.
And some grand totals for the night. You have the Lower Columbia Red Devils. Arnisha Smith ended the game with 18 points, as did Kaylee Knox, who was just on fire in the second half and just efficient at that. She was 3 for 7 from 3, and but from the free throw line, 5 for 6 and 5 for 9 from the field in general. So she was just really lighting it up out there. Kristen Carlson with 13 as well. Sierra Richards with 13. They just had so many key, just hot shooters out there tonight, and high-scoring game. Donisha Weber that had some great handles, 8 points, 6 rebounds. She was doing great out there. For the Trailblazers, however, we had Leah Davis, who was also on fire from 3, along with Alicia Sorensen with 11, and Davis had 15. And Kaupu, who always contributes. She had a very quiet 10 tonight, also with the 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and she had a lot of deflections, which obviously aren't going to show up on the stat sheet, but she created a lot too. So, congratulations to all the ladies for their hard work and fight tonight.
Yep. Something to look forward to the next game, and just take it as a learning experience. And we'll bring you the second half of our doubleheader, as the men will play host to the Lower Columbia Red Devils. So we'll just send it back to the studio.
Stay tuned, folks.